My name's Robin Souter. I'm a visual artist at the Westbury Arts Centre in Milton Keynes, and we're going to be running a project today making a painting out of materials which you can find out of nature on a little ramble. Look for pretty flowers, look for lovely colours, and we'll show you how to build a painting using materials that cost you absolutely nothing. Okay, well, the table is set, and here we have the kinds of materials that you might consider using for your painting. Obviously we need a bit of paper. This is on a desk easel. You don't need one of those, it can go on the back of a tray or something. So we've got some lovely oranges here, beautiful yellows, obviously some elderberry flowers, quite white, gorgeous blues of cornflowers, some roses, lots of green because we're going to need that for the grass. The blues we're going to do for the sky first off. I've got a pencil, a couple of tiny brushes, and this rather strange looking pot of old coffee, and we'll be using that later on to show mud and perhaps tree trunks and so on. These are the basics that we're going to use, but please remember, don't pull wildflowers out by the roots. Just take the petals, that's all you'll need. So we're going to have some fun. Let's go for it. Well, we're going to pick up some of these lovely blue cornflowery things, take a little bunch, and we're going to just scrub in some blues for the sky. So you see we're beginning to get some blue pigment onto the paper. So you can just be quite vigorous with what you're doing. Now I'm going to pick out some greens, and we'll try and make some greeny grass. There we are, that's beginning to go on quite nicely. You've got to make your own ideas as to where you're going to put your trees and things. I'm just making a green grassy bank here. So I think that gives you the idea of how the greens can come on. We'll maybe just put some yellows in as well, just to liven it up. Yeah, that's gorgeous. You just get quite carried away with that because it's so nice. And putting these things up like that will form the basis of trees later on. So I'm just going to put some more of this nice yellow over there. And I think maybe it's time just to put a little bit of the coffee in. Who'd like a coffee? This lovely cornflower, deep blue purpley. Let's see what that does in that corner. Oh, that's better, isn't it? Yeah, that's much better. You've just got to play around and experiment. Not everything works every time, but that's really helping a lot. I think we'll just use a little bit of this pretty pink rose, just to put a little bit more interest into the area of the sky behind where we're going to put the trees. So that's just giving us a few little pink accents. You just need to be a little bit careful when the paper's wet that you don't rip it. So that's better, and I put a little thing here. So now we've got a little hill and a hill in the distance, and we're beginning to see the trees. Right, well, I'm just going to put some pencil marks in just to make some highlighted accents. So So it's just giving a little bit of accents. You begin to get the idea. We're just going to quickly put some trees in. After all, it's a forest scene. So here we go, just a bit of sellotape. You can just start taping things onto the foreground. So I'm just going to put a few more bits and pieces on. And these are just weeds and things that I've found around. And that just starts to build the picture for you. All right, well, I'm just going to put some brown paints in to make a little bit more accents on the trees. You can do this or not as you like. I just thought that the work needed a little bit more in the background. And there you have it, a little painting you can make yourself out of materials that you find in the garden, and have a go. Thank you very much for doing the workshop. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I'm sure you've got some quite exciting pieces of work to show your classmates, your parents, your teachers. Why don't you post these images onto Instagram or Facebook? And don't forget, there are another 14 videos to watch in the Big Make project with all kinds of interesting projects. Why don't you have a look at those and try something different? Thanks for watching.